Yes, but there have been times when I've been attacked. I mean, by 15 or 20 people.
Wait, was it 15 people against you?
Yes, it happened and you didn't run? No, why would I run? Instead, I started throwing punches, bam, boom, here and there, and they got confused. If they'd been calmer, they could have easily cut me to pieces many times. What's going on? What do people do when they see someone polite? They think, yeah, we can take advantage, we can handle him, you know? They think they can handle you? Well, that's when they actually can't, because things turn out very differently than they expect.
Have they ever threatened you with a knife or some other weapon?
Well, I've seen situations like that from time to time. Suppose you get into a fight today, beat someone up and go home. Do you think you'll feel calmer? You think a lot, so that's not really for me. And when it happened, I was never at fault. I'm not the kind of person who would mess with someone or say something stupid if a guy is walking with a girl. I can't stand that stuff, those creeps. Come on, you need to have a little class and a bit of dignity.
Welcome to FtaklakisTalks. In today's episode, I have with me Nikos Avramidis. Nikos is a boxer and stars in the No Limits event. Nikos, thank you very much. You're really strong. Nikos, I've seen your matches, and in general, I want to hear your story.
Yes.
Of course, absolutely. So, Nikos, first of all, I want us to start with you telling me where you were born and where you grew up. I always like to go back a bit to your childhood years.
Okay, I'm originally from Ceres. I grew up in Ceres. My childhood years were there, from Castro, specifically Castro in Ceres. But with the Greek national team from here, from there, I was always on the move. Later, I was in Germany for a while. I had played in the Bundesliga there and things like that.
Did I forget to mention something about this place here? We are at Spartakos.
At Spartakos, yes.
In Evosmos, Thessaloniki.
Yes, yes.
Very nice place.
The main gym where we work out here.
Since when have you been training here?
Has it been about 2 years? 2 years? Yes, yes. Since I moved permanently to Thessaloniki, I've been here.
Are you good here? Is it nice?
Yes, everything's great, of course, with the whole team and with Armana Tanelian, who is also my coach. And in general, we have a very pleasant atmosphere. All top level athletes, Harry Stoutsides, and many others.
I want us to go back now. You mentioned Ceres.
Ceres, yes.
Were you born? Are you of Greek origin?
Yes, yes, Pontos. My mother came from Pontos to Greece, met my father, and that's how I grew up in Ceres. I was born in Ceres. My childhood years were there.
How was your childhood in general? What do you remember from that period?
In general, I didn't have a father figure or anyone to guide me because I grew up on my own. I lost my father when I was very young, when I was 6 years old. So do you remember him at all? Yes, I remember a few things, but you didn't have someone to show you things.
You had to learn things on your own.
You had to learn things somehow on your own, whether you did the right thing or the wrong thing, and that's how you developed and became who you are today?
So, were you with your mother?
Yes, but I believe that a person is born and develops into what they were born to be. I mean, you see that from good families come out losers, and from families with losers come out stars.
Yes, it's always what they say that with hardship, tough people come out.
Of course, you always have a choice, and it's often instinctive, shaped by your character and what you were born with.
So, do you think that made you stronger?
Yes, it brought me closer to myself. Maybe the things I know now, the things I have felt and experienced, I would have discovered much later, at 50. Sooner or later, circumstances make you mature, whether you want to or not.
Is your relationship with your mother good?
Yes, we have a good relationship. She lives in Ceres.
Do you go to Ceres?
Yes, I do. I have a lot of friends and relatives there, so I go see them.
So, I want us to talk about school now. School years? Yes, yes. How was it in general? Did you want to study to get an education?
Yes, almost. Look, in general, I wasn't really into studying and all that. Intelligence often adapts to something different. Intelligence is one thing, and someone who has knowledge or likes to study is another. They are two different things. Although I was smart, I didn't want to study or read. Maybe that's how it was instilled in me from the start. So I didn't have it at all, let's say. So I didn't study. I was in a different phase. What did you do? Sports here and there.
So, you were doing martial arts?
I started martial arts later.
What did you start with first? Do you remember what sport it was?
In general, it was Petros Kalanidis, who is in Germany now, the first teacher back then. He was there in the Ceres region. I started with kickboxing at first, and I began to like it at first, basically for me, and that's how you started. I started because I was generally a strong kid, fights, childhood years, and so on. A really skinny kid got off the bus, so I did too, thinking, I'll show you. But then I got slapped and was like, what just happened? And that's how I found out he was into martial arts, and that's how I started too. So you were very young, around 10.
So you wanted to become stronger.
Definitely, yes, it was a good lesson to start like that, but in general, we grew up with Bruce Lee, with stories from here and there. I know
Did you have role models, let's say, that you wanted to be like?
something like that, something drew you in.
Was there a particular athlete, do you remember?
All right then, Tyson. Tyson, yes, Tyson, that kind of thing. In real matches, as much as we watched, Tyson was a force.
When were you born?
November 23rd, 95. I'm 30 and turning 31. Old age.
Okay, but I think now in fighting you're at your peak.
So now I'm at my peak.
Because a 30-year-old can take down a 20-year-old.
You know what was happening? I had reached a very high level on my own, always competing with the best, even when I wasn't ready. I never said no. I was a tough kid, I could take a beating and stuff like that. Then they saw me in America too. I went to America, and that's how they chose me, because I had some really good qualities. From then on, I saw a lot of things. I learned a lot. I lived that life with the professionals, so I have tremendous knowledge in that area. I have developed it a lot.
Will you tell me about the trips later? For now I want to stay in Ceres. When did you start playing matches? In general, like nationwide?
Well, matches, when you first start, where you sign up, local matches, I mean, yeah. Did you go to Thessaloniki, for example? We used to come to Thessaloniki, for example. The coach we had back then, Petros Kananiris, he used to bring us those, well, whether you won or lost, they were experience building matches, matches to help you get the feel for it.
Do you remember your first match? How did you feel? Were you scared?
Let's say yes, you do get a feeling of fear. All athletes feel a sense of fear, and the point is to overcome it, that's for sure. After that, there were athletes whose stomach hurt, whose head was pounding, who had a headache. They couldn't play because of the feeling of fear and adrenaline, which they couldn't control. But for sure, that's why it's great. Combat sports, because you surpass yourself, I mean, whether you lose
Or win, and you still feel fear, but you've done it so many.
times, that it's definitely okay. It's more energizing, and many times, the more relaxed you are, the worse the match goes. When you have more adrenaline, you see that you're even more active and more focused.
Do you remember a match when you were younger that was intense? A tough match?
I've had a lot of matches like that in general, but
At what age did you start?
from 12, from 13, that's when I started training like that, little by little, and that's how I developed. Then I joined the Greek national team and things like that in boxing with Artur Mikarian, who is still on the Greek national team, with Mr. Dimitris Balios when we were in Athens. And that's where I started boxing, and within a month I became the Greek boxing champion, and later I went back to Ceres. Then my coach left, the one who was training me. He went to Germany, and I continued on my own, doing whatever I could.
So you switched from kickboxing?
Then I switched to boxing, yes. Why? Back then they wouldn't let us. I mean, the two federations didn't talk to each other. They'd say, if you get knocked out in kickboxing, then you go to boxing and get hurt again. You see why? You have to take a year off from the moment you get injured, but those federations didn't talk to each other. So they said you have to pick boxing or kickboxing. And okay, boxing is an Olympic sport, kickboxing wasn't, so it puts it as a third option. Now I don't know exactly how things are, and I have nothing to do with amateur boxing.
Even though you like them both?
Yes.
So you chose boxing?
Yes, so I chose boxing and I started training on my own, working out and so on. Well, they say if you get hit once, if you take a knockout, you have to take a 6-month break. Why is that? Supposedly so your brain cells can regenerate, because you could get hurt, you might have some internal bleeding, a lot of things. They also say if you come to us later and get hurt here, you're out, even if the injury happened earlier. They say we're the ones who will pay for it, something like that.
When you became a man, let's say after 18, where did you fight? Did you fight abroad?
Matches there, I'll tell you how I got noticed. I was, as I told you, a strong guy who did things on his own, etc. I had an offer, man, to fight here in Thessaloniki with a really good and undefeated guy back then, Armin Donnellian, who is now also my coach. That's how people got to know me with Armin, and we became friends afterward. I mean, I competed against an athlete who was at his peak, and I was, well, younger and more inexperienced, but that's how it was. They saw me after that from abroad, and that's how they made me the offer, and I went abroad. I went to America for trials. I mean, I lived with world champions, the whole training camp experience.
So you were basically just training, eating, sleeping?
Training, sleep, food, training. You're really very isolated.
Where?
Were we in California? California? Yes, yes. And in general, we visited a lot of gyms. I've seen a lot of legends. Even James Stoney, imagine, he was my coach. He trained us there.
How did it feel to have made it there, let's say, that you reached that level?
There you definitely felt happy. You felt that a lot of people were following you. You often felt a breakthrough was just around the corner once you began playing matches. I also had a shoulder injury that prevented me from playing, and circumstances including the coronavirus made things worse.
How did the injury happen?
Well, I don't remember exactly what I did, but I knew I had bone edema, I did treatments and so on basically. And it was very difficult for me, so I was trying sometimes with one hand, sometimes with the other. So my visa was about to expire. I would have had to stay, but I couldn't because I had to return. I had a P1 visa, an athlete visa.
How long does that last?
Well, they last for 2 years or more. So my visa was also about to expire. But what happened? When my visa was issued, it was during the coronavirus period. So a lot of time passed before you could travel. You had to get the vaccine and so on. So a lot of time was lost.
Did you leave and then come to Greece?
Then I came to Greece because my visa was expiring. I couldn't compete and I couldn't renew it either. So that's how I ended up returning to Greece.
Didn't you stay there during COVID?
No, I also stayed there during coronavirus.
And then you came here. In general, when you were in America, did you feel bad, like you didn't have any Greek friends?
It didn't bother me that much because I had company. Yanis Mandoulidis was there with me, and from time to time there were others too.
So you spoke a little Greek too, not just English, right?
Yes, of course, you had that, let's say you just felt satisfied because you were close to your goal, and that day by day you would improve and get used to it.
So you didn't have a problem staying there, right?
No, I wouldn't have a problem staying there just to keep doing that. I mean, when you go through all that pressure and you see that you can't cope because of your hand, because of some problem, that's when it really gets you down. You tell yourself, I'm made for this, but I can't do it now. If I'd had my hand, I would have played many games, but in the end, I didn't.
And what did you do now to fix it?
After I came back to Greece, I started feeling a bit down. So I just left it like that.
And it calmed down, I guess.
And then after about 2 or 3 years, I started doing different things again, training again because I was fed up, and I started playing matches again. And with Arman, we used to be opponents, believe it or not. We teamed up, stayed connected in lots of other ways, and now we're basically friends and family. So I have him in my corner. We work together, and since I started playing coincidentally, together with Olimits, who also started at that time because he had his time too, with Mrs. Gogo, who is the organizer, and Stamatis Bitagos, who is her brother, we started together, and since then I've been undefeated and we keep moving forward nonstop. Recently I won the belt.
All right, so you came back to Greece. You had a break because of the injury. How did you feel mentally? What were you thinking and doing at the time? Where were you generally working?
Look, in general it gets you down a bit because, you know,
Does the dream fade away?
the dream fades. You were there, made it to the spring, but didn't drink the water. All right, God willing, if God allows it. Since it didn't happen, I realized it afterwards too, and I said, all right, it just wasn't meant to be, even though you made it that far.
You have to find something else.
I've seen and experienced a lot, and I know things that aren't obvious to others. Do you understand? I mean, they underestimate me as an athlete because they haven't seen me play that much, even though I have the knowledge and I know I can beat anyone. Do you understand? That's it. At the same time, work-wise, I was at a company dealing with travel and such, a construction company for cruise ships and so on, and here and there, all over the place.
But isn't that what you had?
I had a security license, some escort assignments.
But you don't have the financial means that others have from their parents and all that, right?
No, yeah, always on my own.
I want to ask a different question. Of course, you want to succeed for yourself, but did you also want to make your mother proud, for example?
Definitely, definitely. I think most people who grow up with difficulties feel that way because if you look at all the world champions, none of them had it easy. Let me tell you in Pontic too, from wealthy families. Yes, they were all kids who had needs, who had a tough life, a tough life. Think about it. From Pacquiao, all of them were poor. All of them had one thing or another.
Those are the ones who succeed.
Those are the ones who succeed because they're hungry. They play just to survive, not just to win. So they're much more focused in training and results come. And it's a very tough sport. And if you don't love it and haven't been through a lot in life, you can't do it. It's not for everyone. Anyone can do it as a hobby because it's excellent exercise and it can give them a lot of inner drive and help build character. But competitions are different. They're not for everyone.
So, in general, was your only injury the one with your shoulder?
Yes.
Anything else? Any other hit that impacted you?
No, usually not. I have pretty good defense and it just hasn't happened. I had a bit of an issue with my ribs, like a small fracture, yeah, something like that. Nothing else really. We're kind of like models for boxers, something like that.
So, in general, do you usually finish your matches by knockout or on points? I don't know.
It often depends, especially on your opponent. Do you have many knockouts?
I mean,
It also depends on who you're fighting. I mean, you can fight someone of equal skill, like look at the fight now between Crawford and Canelo. Did it end with a knockout? No.
he was very strong.
Ah, there you go now. If I fight someone who doesn't have the experience, and you know what I mean, regardless of what his record says, and you throw him out of the ring, that doesn't mean I'm strong. You understand? But people who don't know will say, look, he threw him out. The other one struggled to win, but who did each of them fight? So it's objective. In general, I like it. Like, for example, the Grexican nickname that came up, they called me that because I liked the fight. We didn't,
What is that?
because they used to call me that in Maywood, there in California, at a gym. It came from Greek and Mexican style, so they called me Grexican. That's nice though. Yeah. It has the Mexican style because it's a fight. Either you take hits or you give them, you fight there until your last breath.
In general, you have a nice style from what I saw on social media.
Yeah, okay. I don't really mess around much with social media and all that. Honestly, I don't really deal with it much, but it's okay. So,
Alright, let's move beyond sports now. You can share anything you like. In general, how are you with friends, with groups?
yeah,
Do you have friends, childhood friends?
I do, yes. Did you keep any? And friends, childhood friends. Yes, of course I have friends.
Yes, did they support you?
And they support me and they supported me and I support them too. It's like a vehicle, it needs both the front and the back wheels to move forward. So that's how friendship is.
Did you have friends who betrayed you? It's very difficult.
No. I'm always reserved about what I say, about what I show to someone, so I know what I can say and show and to whom. How much I can open up to someone, how much I can expect. Because many times it's expectations that hurt, expecting something from someone who in the end isn't like that. So I don't expect, generally as a person in my life, I don't expect I'm ready for anything, so it doesn't bother me.
Do you want to tell me? What kinds of jobs have you had? What have you done to make money, I mean?
Look, in the past, when I was younger, like 10 years ago and before, I did some bouncing, stuff like that.
Manual labor jobs?
Manual labor. No, I never worked those kinds of jobs.
Not construction or anything like that?
No. I was never in that position.
Because it's also very difficult to be an athlete with that, isn't it?
Very difficult. Yes. And good for them. There's no shame in work. I mean, good for the kids who work and work even just for a day's pay, let's say. And I always admired those people. I mean, who could work in simple jobs, whether it was service or one thing or another.
So you didn't work in service?
No, I couldn't do that at all. Like, for example, someone coming to order from me and talking to me rudely and stuff like that. That's my worst nightmare, so I thought it's better not to even consider it. That's why I didn't do it. Wherever I go, I always try to be polite, to speak nicely, because I can imagine how it feels. Just like I was thinking about them, others think the same way, and they are forced to get into such a routine and work.
You, as I see you now, you seem really humble.
Yes, I am.
Was there ever a moment when you achieved some things and got cocky, I mean?
Nah, no. That usually comes from people who don't know you. I mean, anyone can think whatever they want. The other person doesn't know you. Usually people who don't know me are surprised when they get to know me and say I'm different from what they expected. You give up something different from what we expected, and that's the nice thing. Not everyone needs to know who you are and what you are. Yes, I'm generally secretive and don't share everything, nor do you have to. There's no reason to talk about things that don't concern you. I'll tell you, I know what to say and where to say it, and I think that if people were like that, they would understand each other much better. There wouldn't be any discord either. No jealousy, nothing bad. Well, about jealousy,
That's another story. Does it exist in your field?
it exists in people in general. Generally, the IQ level is very low, man. I mean, the lower it is, the more jealousy there is, just so you know. Me, I wouldn't even care. If someone achieves something, I'd be happy for them, even if it's my enemy, though I don't have enemies. Would I say good for him? Maybe I don't like him, you know? I'm telling you, everyone has people they like. I won't judge it. Why should I? Good for him. He did it. More power to him. Can you do it? Go ahead and do it. That's how it is, man. Being fair as a person is very difficult these days. I always try to be fair.
Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do.
Is it a brother or a sister?
I have one half brother from the same mother and one full brother who is in Scotland.
Yes. Do you talk at all? Yes.
We talk, but he's a different type than me. He's into academics and so on, always going from one degree to another, that kind of thing.
All right. I want to ask you, did you mention Germany at some point?
Yes.
Yes. When did you go?
I was there before I joined the army, before I went to the army, and I came back to do my military service. Back then, during the capital controls,
How were things there?
it was okay. Things were good. I had gone to my first coach there, Petros Kalanidis, and then I just had to come back, and that's how it was. Then I did my military service.
How was the atmosphere? Did you like it? People say they're generally pretty cold.
It always depends. It depends on the circumstances when you go. If you are with your family, with kids, with this and that, you focus on your family's well-being and you don't want much else, I mean, it holds you back. And many things that you should normally do if you have a family, but if you're alone, out of control, and you want to party all day and do this and that, sure, you can do those things there too, but it's not at the same level and they're not known for that.
Now, I want to ask you, because you mentioned family, do you have plans to start a family? Do you already have children?
No, I don't.
Because I have many Pontian friends who have even made videos about how they really value starting a family.
From a very young age. The truth is, if I wanted to, I would have already gotten married many times, but no, I wasn't planning on it. I'm very unpredictable. Sometimes, one moment I'm telling you no, and then you might see me with kids and say, Nikos, what happened? Well, yeah, something like that.
Not in the plan, I think. Why?
I definitely do, yeah. Okay, aren't we going to leave our DNA behind?
Shouldn't we? That's what I believe, that this is what remains in the end.
Like, definitely,
Like you achieved something, so to speak.
of course, it's part of human nature. Having a child, it's different feelings.
But it's also hard to combine it with a career now.
And it's very difficult in general, especially with the circumstances here now. I mean, the more a person thinks, the more dead ends he finds within himself. For example, you say, should I do it now? Should I? But God provides. If the moment comes when it can work out for you, God provides. That's the essence, I think, for it to work out for you.
Do you want to talk about religion in general too?
Do you believe? Yes, of course, God is my support. And even though I didn't used to believe, nor was I ever a fanatic, there came a point when, believe me, that for me it's God first and then everything else. That's why everything for you too. That's also the reason why I'm humble. Nothing is more beautiful than being yourself and inspiring beauty in others. And for you,
That has helped you in general. When did you believe in it the most? Was it during a difficult time?
usually yes, in difficult situations. So somehow, like that, whether you want to or not, it sets you on that path of faith. And those who say, let's say, that they don't believe in this and that, everyone believes deep down inside, you know. Because the only thing they curse, for example, when they're angry, someone will say, ah, damn this or that. They don't say, damn Buddha. Okay, because essentially deep down, even subconsciously, they know that's what it is.
We haven't covered a big part. Did you tell me you worked in security? Since when did that happen?
Well, from a young age, 17, 16.
How did you get involved in this job that's more difficult, more intense?
Well, back then, okay, it paid well. In Ceres?
Are we talking about now?
Yeah, something like that.
Is it night there? Is there work?
Back then there was, yeah.
Is that much going on in general?
Yeah, well, don't think now that I was going from one place to another. I just had some acquaintances with certain people, and that's how I got in and started getting paid. Let's say some money that someone else, for example, would have to work 2 shifts in 2 days just to earn what I made in a day. Something like that. So it was a different concept. The work.
Yes, you in general. What have you experienced in these jobs? Have you, let's say, experienced violence?
Well, it hasn't really happened whenever I was working, always because I can pick up on the other person's tone to talk to him and make him understand because essentially that's the point, that's the essence, not to go in there with your muscles, that's not it at all. No, that's not the point. So it hasn't happened at least in these particular situations. Are you a security guard?
Let's say in stores?
Yeah. Now that I guess like 2 years ago.
Yeah, now you don't do it?
That, no, not now.
Are you in the travel business? Now.
I'm into that, and generally I have some other jobs where I have shares in businesses. Yes, I also get some income from there for sure. And plus, if there's some good company, then yes, there too.
Why did you quit that in general security work? Did you experience something that made you?
No, it's just different, okay? It's different in terms of status too. It's one thing to be personal security for a businessman, and another thing to be a bouncer at a club, which is a kind of progression, something like that.
So, it's not that something happened
No,
that put your life in danger?
no, but it could have happened. Yes, have you worked somewhere else? Not everywhere. But it's different if it's for 50 euros and different if it's for 500. Yes, it's a different style and a different level of prestige. You know what I mean? Yes, it's different.
Did you become a security guard for someone famous?
No, it has happened. Yes, it has happened.
Can you mention it or not?
No, it's better not to mention names.
Were you involved with any teams?
It has happened with both teams and presidents.
Yes. So, in general, do you get into fights outside? Were you the one provoking people? Did you get into any fights?
No, I don't have that style of, what are you looking at? I'm looking at you. I find it very low. So, not in that situation.
I believe those who provoke aren't truly connected to martial arts.
They don't have, or maybe they have very little, like the style of, I'm tough, I went for a month, learned a couple of punches, and, if you have real skill, you don't get involved in that kind of thing. Because, damage can happen easily.
Then you'll deal with courts and things like that.
Stuff like that is minor. It can get much worse. You could slap someone, they fall, hit their head, and it's over. It doesn't take much to get into trouble. My opinion is that I avoid it as much as possible, but if it happens, I won't back down. That's different. I mean, the times I've gotten into a fight and it wasn't my fault.
To protect yourself, let's say?
Yeah, I was in a position where you couldn't do anything else. So it's happened with a lot of people. It's happened many times, most of the time actually. That's it. Yeah.
Do you have a similar incident to mention that you remember? I mean, that has stuck in your mind.
Those were from earlier times.
So, was it about a girl? What was it?
That has happened with a girl too. But earlier, much earlier, when someone was buying shots at a bar here in Saloniki, how much more politely can I put it? I took the shot meant for the girl and drank it myself.
So, you were with the girl and another guy bought her a drink?
Yeah, and then another shot. So I take the shot again and act like I'm telling him, dude, the girl is with someone.
Were you built like this or were you skinnier?
Skinnier, more like a kid, nothing like that. He comes over and says to me, hey, idiot, didn't you get that the shot was for the girl? And I say, hey, man, didn't you get that the girl is with me? He says, get out of here before I slap you. And instinctively I punch him and he went out cold.
That guy, was he maybe in his 40s?
That was him. Back then, man, were you in your 20s?
Probably.
A bit younger. He was younger. He was 37, definitely 35. But it's okay, these things happen.
Sometimes, weren't you scared?
Well, what was there to be afraid of? No, I couldn't do otherwise. I could see he was lightweight, and honestly, from the start, I could have told him, hey, this or that. How much more politely can I say it to you? You understand? It's just, this happens a lot. People, what do they do when they see someone polite? They think, yeah, we can take advantage, we can take advantage. You understand? They think they can take advantage of us. Well, that's when they can't take advantage of you because things turn out very differently than they expect.
Have you ever been threatened with a knife or gun?
Well, I've seen situations like that from time to time, but no.
Mainly. Those things are a bit more extreme. They usually happen at night, let's say, in clubs.
Yes, those things could happen, but they've never happened to me. However, I've gotten into fights with many people several times.
Yes.
Not with just one person, I mean with one, no. And I actually felt more comfortable with a lot of people because I could let myself go too. You know what I mean? Like, now if someone comes one on one, just the two of you start thinking about it, whether you can go through with it or not. If you can't, you do something else. Someone has to take the lead. If a tall, muscular guy comes, I won't mind as much as if someone else does. Skinny fake, but sometimes where you least expect it, that's the one who's been waiting.
So you're saying now that if a muscular guy comes, you might not be afraid of him.
Yes, most people who don't know will be afraid. I know how someone will be muscular, what makes him muscular. First of all, you can tell a person by his look. Someone could be very skinny like you, and his eyes could still shine. To be a fighter. Of course, do you understand what the difference is, though? I will understand that you are a fighter, even if it doesn't show, and the other guy who looks like it isn't, he relies on something else. Anyway, in both cases, I won't go through all that. I'll just try to clear something up. There's no logic to it because, like I told you, a lot of things happen without reason. Damage can happen at any moment. Yeah, so if something's gonna get damaged, it better be worth it. I'm extreme, but that's a different story. Yeah, because of my extreme nature.
Have you ever gone to help someone who needed help? I mean, to protect someone?
It has happened, for example. I generally have both good people and bad people as friends, but yes, that has happened too. That has happened too.
So, you mean you're not afraid, let's say, to be in danger, to risk your life?
It depends. Not only is what you're asking objective, I mean to risk for something that's worth it to you. Yes, to risk. Now, if someone were to threaten my family or someone I love or anything like that, of course, you'd take the risk, and anyone who has the guts would too. I believe that. I want to believe it.
That's it. There are others who wouldn't do it for themselves.
What can I say now? Okay, people are just different in general. But yeah, it's worth getting involved, even for the smallest thing, because a lot can happen. Don't we see enough these days?
So now I'll take you to general topics. Are you into soccer? Do you watch it? Follow any teams?
No, I don't watch soccer at all, nor do I support any team. I just had friends from different teams and groups. Some were Park fans, some were one thing, some were another. Were they hooligans? But I had friends from all the common groups, but that wasn't what connected us. You understand? Yeah, so it has happened, but just because you're friends with someone, sometimes things can happen just because you're together at that moment. Not because you support that team, and now if we go somewhere together and you're a Payok fan and someone attacks you, but I consider you my friend and we're friends and we're together, well, I can't just not say something too, right? Yeah, you understand?
So you were together and something happened?
Yeah, so something was happening and you were forced to try to break it up.
So now it connects with the other thing that there were many of you when you said you run with a lot of people.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So, have you also been to a stadium?
No, I don't go to the stadium, man.
No, just by being outside, something could happen.
In the past, even that has happened, imagine.
But have you cut off friends who kept getting into trouble?
No, no, everyone has their own. You can't judge someone, you don't hang out with them just because they're considered good by society when they might not be good for you. I judge people by how they treat me. I mean, you might be the worst for everyone else, but to me, you might have shown a side that even a so called good person hasn't shown. So it depends on people's relationships. That's why I have friends from all walks of life, whether they're considered good or bad, one way or another.
Have you ever lost a friend?
It happened in a motorcycle accident and so on.
What was it like to lose a friend?
Okay, it's a difficult feeling, and in general, seeing someone who is close to you and then suddenly not having them anymore, you feel it even more. You might hear a lot of things, but when you see someone every day and then you lose them, it's a difficult feeling because you could easily be in their place too. You realize that even more, much more intensely.
Have you ever honored a friend of yours in a match? To play for him, something like that? Have you done that yourself?
No, it hasn't happened, no.
Has it never happened that you had him on your mind? That you would play harder for your friend?
It has happened, yes. Or to dedicate games to them without telling them, let's say yes, for example, even winning the cup. Or, later, for example, to go to the grave and leave it there. It has happened that I haven't told anyone, but I have done that.
So I want you to tell me what you've seen now. In general, you're now with your friends who are involved with teams and all that. What has happened? What have you seen in front of you, let's say?
Have I ever been with my friends in a situation like that? One of my friends used to set his dog on people a lot. And it happened that we met up with some other friends, one of whom was a PAOK fan and so on. One thing led to another, and a commotion broke out among some Aris fans.
What about your people? What are they?
PAOK fans, those particular ones. I have friends from all the teams, but at that moment, they were PAOK fans.
They're intense, as I've heard. Well, all of them are.
I think from all walks of life when you're in that phase.
Okay, when I ask AK fans, they'll tell me PAOK fans are killers.
Maybe there are more of them, that's why it depends. Among the people I've met from all walks of life, even dangerous ones, it varies. Anyway, and they had gotten into a fight with some Aris fans and they were hitting each other. Okay, at some point I didn't go to fight, I went to break it up.
And did you get hit at all?
One guy jumped out and tried to attack me, and instinctively I threw a left punch. He went down with one punch. Yeah, then I went back to break it up again. Another guy came at me. I threw a right this time. Same thing. Yeah, nothing special.
And it's a completely different feeling to see a lot of people fighting than doing it yourself.
Yeah, it's different. It depends. It's kind of like a movie. Yeah, it is. But there have been times when people have rushed at me too. I mean, even 15 or 20 people.
You're alone? Not even with a couple others?
I was with someone else, but in the end, I wasn't sure if he came in. Anyway,
And what do you do there? Are you going to run?
if you run there, you're in trouble in many ways. There you just say, okay,
I mean, at worst.
at worst, I'll get beaten up, so what? So I was the first one to start hitting when I was.
So it was you against 15 people?
Yeah, it's happened. And you didn't run? No, man, why would I run? On the contrary, I started throwing punches, bam, boom, here and there. They got confused, and honestly, if they were calmer, they could have torn me apart.
So they left.
Afterwards, that's how the whole thing broke up. I left too, for sure. I got hit a few times here and there. Punches landed, yeah, it's happened, yeah. Yeah. And one guy even tried to grab a bottle to hit me on the head with it because I wouldn't stop. And one of them, just imagine, because another guy who saw it told me, he said, come on, there are 15 or 20 of you. You can't handle him and you try to hit him with a bottle. And that's pretty much how the whole thing broke up.
Yeah, with a bottle, you could have been knocked out.
A lot, yeah. A lot of things could have happened. You never know how a fight starts or how it ends.
And on the street in general, you use.
Because you know what I mean. Let me tell you something else. Let's say you get into a fight with someone today, okay? You beat him up, fine. You'll go home afterwards. Do you think you'll feel calmer? No.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying in many ways.
You don't know what the other person will do next.
You think a lot, you overthink, you blame yourself, and in general, yes, you're different, so that's not your thing, and every time it happened, I was never wrong. I'm not the kind of person who would mess with someone, nor would I say something stupid if someone is with a girl. I can't stand that kind of disgusting behavior. Okay, we said you should have a little dignity and self-respect, and you should know that no serious person does that, and if someone is serious, he won't argue, especially not over something trivial. And someone who has class, both as a person and as an athlete.
Is it just that you can't stand injustice, huh?
No, you can't. Do you just let it all go? No, no, no. I always act with fairness and instinct.
So, Nico, let's now talk in general about your future plans.
Yes,
What are you planning now?
for now I won the title in my last fight. With no limits, I am the no limits champion at 84 kilos. I'm not planning anything right now. I have a broken finger and I'm doing physiotherapy, which is going very well.
A broken finger?
Yes, I broke my thumb in the last match during the game. And as soon as it heals, God willing, I'm open to keep competing, and whatever good opportunity comes my way, I'll grab it.
You haven't lined up anything for what's next yet?
Look, Gogo and I were saying now that in April, yes, she's going to gather all the veterans and organize everything.
And will it be possible or not?
So I can play well too. All the no limits events are strong, both in terms of quality and generally they always send some kind of message, whether it's about drugs or violence. I mean, Gogo really does that a lot. She sends messages through the event, and that's very beautiful because it attracts people and also shows a different, very respectable image. So whether I play in this one or in the next one, maybe, where I might have a rematch with Charilis again, if the plans don't change and nothing else comes up, I'm generally open to playing with anyone. I have no problem. I like challenges.
When do you think you'll stop competing?
I can't tell you that right now. In general, I'm also very unpredictable.
Will you be able to keep going until you're 40 if it works out that way?
Yes, you never know sometimes, but yes, I would.
Because there are athletes.
It's just that in Greece now the level is very low. I mean, it's different boxing in America where you make millions, and it's different now in Greece.
So you always think that you have to leave here, so to speak, to sign something?
There has to be something good for you to leave.
Have you ever turned down, let's say, an offer you got from abroad? You always accepted, let's say, anything related.
I'm always open to new experiences. You never know how they'll help you grow or where they'll take you. But for now, still no. I don't have anything definite to say that I'll leave. I mean, after all, I'm 30 years old now, so I don't have the same mindset I had when I was 20.
And you also have a lot of experience.
I have a lot of experience. I'm ready. I mean, I can take on any challenge you want. Tell me any challenge, I'll take it because I know I've got it. It's just that the rest of the world doesn't know it yet, and they'll find out when the time comes. If that time comes, yeah, that's when you see if it's worth doing something afterwards.
So now I want to take you. We haven't discussed training or nutrition.
Look, when I'm not in competition season, etc.,
Are you more free?
I'm definitely more free, and you need to be more free. Yes, okay, always in moderation, of course, even though I'm not really about moderation.
Are you a beast? I mean, do you have size?
Yeah, I've got size.
Is that your natural build, or do you work out a lot?
I've always been this way since I was a kid.
Very muscular, let's say.
Muscular, yes.
It's not that you are.
And flexible too, Look here now.
Yes.
There's no other way, yes. You have to be flexible too. There are others who are
Stiff.
Yeah.
Can't they move?
But in general, yeah, since I was a kid, I was into working out. And as for body type, I believe DNA plays a very big role.
But I assume you lift weights pretty intensely?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, what are you talking about?
But in general, I do whatever is needed for preparation and training. That's it. In general, I'm an all or nothing kind of person, meaning when I set a goal, for example, to train a lot when I have a competition coming up.
How much do you weigh?
No, I'm 90.
And you dropped to 84? Do you feel good there?
That's where I play now, and I wouldn't mind dropping lower.
Do you feel faster?
I moved up because there weren't any athletes below me that I could play with, so it was just one or two athletes, Fezulai and Malihudi.
Who were heavier?
Yes, who were in that weight class, and I competed with them, so I said, okay, I'll play with them. Whereas in America, I was 70 kilos.
Now 70 kilos of muscle? So, in general, for you to play in a match, how do you prepare? In general, psychologically, physically, what do you do?
Look, first of all, if you're not mentally ready, it doesn't matter how good you are physically, or even if you're more prepared than ever, you can't perform. The psychological factor is crucial, yet many people overlook it. If your mind says it can be done, it will happen, you'll find a solution. So I focus on that too, and I focus on everything. I try to focus on everything. And if you really want something and you've worked for it, I think you'll find the solution yourself.
For example, you don't have the hand injury now. Could you get ready easily, let's say in a week or two?
Yes, because I stay active. So in 2 weeks, depending on who you're playing against, everything always depends on that. If I have to lose 10 kilos and I have an injury and I haven't started training, everything always depends on the situation.
But that's not how it is. Not everything is suitable, right?
Surely not everything is suitable, but it could be. It can be suitable and still fit. Also, I could be ready, for example, the match after I played with Caritas and beat him. Maybe I wouldn't have broken my hand, and then after 2 weeks. Gogo told us that there was a match in France that I could have easily gone to and I would have already been ready because it happened by coincidence, along with the previous match that I won.
Could you play with an injury? Would you be crazy enough to do it?
But my hand was broken during the match. Yes.
Would you be able to fight in France afterwards with an injury, or would it not work out?
No? Okay, that's a different story. Imagine, it's a match with Malikulis. I went in with a fracture, on my toe.
You were in pain too then.
Yeah, I was using xylocaine and stuff, and just imagine how energetic I was, right? Because I was really prepared and I really wanted it. Just then, in the first round, I also broke my thumb.
How did it feel when you heard it?
I realized something went wrong, but at that moment, you don't feel it. At that moment, I didn't feel anything. Just imagine. Even after the match, I realized that something had happened. Maybe it popped out, something like that. Then we went, ate, relaxed, and as time passed, something didn't feel right. So I went, checked it, and in the end, yes, I had broken it. Is it this one here? And it broke at a really weird spot. In general, it's very hard for the ends to heal together. And it's also a spot that whatever you grab, even if you just pick up your coffee, so to speak, you use it.
What other fighting styles have you tried? You mentioned boxing, kickboxing. Have you done any ground fighting?
I've done a bit of wrestling. I started with kickboxing, then with boxing.
Muay Thai?
No, Muay Thai, I haven't tried it, just a little bit, some training sessions, just from trying it out on my own.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
No, but I really like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think it's really nice. I have no problem with the right offer, I would join in.
But they say you need to have a wrestling background that they've got you, basically.
Yes, okay, for sure they have. There's a basic part to it, even though I don't know exactly. A wrestler might be able to take someone down, but a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter can submit him in the end. It depends on many factors, but the ground game is especially important.
And they go straight for it, yes.
The ground game is a very important factor, but I think everything is definitely needed.
How long do you think it takes to get good at ground fighting? Are you ready, for example?
I'm strong, generally speaking, for things like that. If you ask me, even a mule is strong. I pick things up easily, so I believe that.
How long do you need? A year?
Well, maybe even less.
So are you ready then?
For a cage fight or for a wrestling match?
For a cage fight.
For a cage fight and in 5 months, so to speak. Easily. I can easily put them all together. I mean, more or less, I have a general idea.
Would you travel somewhere to learn from better ones? For example, somewhere like Dagestan?
Yeah, it's a different experience there. Overall, they win because of their philosophy and mindset.
That's all they do.
How can you beat them?
With bears, he says.
Yeah, maybe someone hasn't seen a woman in a year or two. It's always something. That's all he wants. You know what I mean? With style. All he cares about then is the fight. Nothing else matters in that moment. Exactly. He sleeps, he wakes up, and he's there. His mind isn't anywhere else. It's not about mentality. Yes, that's very respectable for an athlete in general.
And that's why you see all of them.
That's why you see them go in, bam, 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 done, cleaned up and out.
Have you ever gone through a phase like that? I mean, to be just that?
When I was in America.
That.
I went through a phase like that in America.
And did you see more progress?
More progress, I sparred with many people. Now, I'm not known for the many matches I have, but I have a lot of experience, whether in sparring or training with Danny Garcia. I trained with James Stone, he was constantly coaching us. In general, many champions, a lot of rounds with world-class fighters, sparring partners.
Let me ask you now about the gloves. Have you tried smaller gloves as well?
Yes, you mean like MMA gloves and such to actually fight with them? No, I haven't had the chance.
Or without gloves? Have I seen anyone? I've seen Zafiris.
No, I haven't had the chance without gloves. What does he do?
Without gloves? I don't remember what it was called now.
You mean a sport?
Yes, that was the name, but I can't recall it now.
No, haven't you ever hit a punching bag like that without gloves? Yes, I have. Now, there are some fights that are street fights that are without gloves. Now, if they pay me, I'll fight there too.
There, you get torn up right away.
I have no problem. If they pay me, I'll fight there too. The issue is the payment. If the payment is made, you have no problem.
So I'm going to ask you some tough questions now. Tell me, when you step into the ring, what do you want to do to your opponent? I mean, do you want to beat him up badly? Do you want to beat him that badly?
Look, every time in the past when you go in with that feeling, the fight doesn't go well for you because you lose yourself. You lose yourself as emotion takes over.
Do you hate your opponent?
Hatred, no. I can't say that I have hatred for my opponent. Hatred is something else.
Why do some people want to hit them?
Really? Well, yes, that happens too, but maybe they have some issues between them.
An opponent who has done something to you, I mean, who tried to mess with you to provoke you a little?
No, it hasn't happened to me either, but usually the really tough matches are the ones where the opponents are serious even at the face-off.
Yeah, because now it's kind of a show, right?
Well, it's a show because that's what they're promoting. After McGregor, for example, everyone thinks they'll do that and become famous. Well, but not everyone is McGregor, right? McGregor could be himself, and that's why he became famous. Everyone should have their own style.
Didn't you change your character for the show?
No.
Did you, for example, pretend?
No, I'm more of a man of action. Strike while the iron is hot. So I don't see him as my enemy, he's just my opponent.
When you see blood, the fight, when it happens?
I don't have a problem.
When it's someone else, do you feel better?
No, it's not like you did him damage, so to speak.
As I say,
That doesn't bother me. I mean, it's about how you feel it. You might feel like the other guy is really hurt, but he might not feel anything at all. Yeah, and the other guy might not look hurt at all, like in appearance. Yeah, he's ready. Yeah, and he might be ready. Yeah, it's also about how he feels to you.
do you get bruises easily?
I've had cuts on my head, I've had cuts on my eyebrow, from headbutts and from other things I've had cuts. I mean, usually because I fight, I like fighting. I think that's just how I am. It doesn't bother me. In general, I'm pretty tough. I've never gone down, at least not yet.
You haven't been knocked out?
Knockout? No, I haven't even been knocked down.
Have you knocked anyone out?
Yes, I have.
How does it feel when you make someone go down cold?
Okay, it's a mixed feeling.
Do you feel fear too? I imagine you could have seriously hurt him.
No, yes, you feel that too. It wasn't that big of a knockout, of course, but you feel a bit strange and happy, of course, but also a bit weird.
Have you ever taken a kick or a punch to the balls?
Okay, it's happened a few times. That's why you wear that cup. Yes, and it protects you, but I think the kick is much worse. And it's much harder to get hit. I mean, with a punch, it's much harder to get hit there
Yeah, right.
than with a kick. And I think it's a different kind of pain.
Think about it, huh?
It's hard. It's hard, yeah, you see them.
So, are they ready to start?
Look, some people don't want it and they just do it in the moment and it just happens.
Do you think there's no one who wants it?
Well, there are definitely some, but I think most people don't want it. It's just that in the adrenaline of the competition, in the heat of the battle, you don't see it. Maybe the other guy moves into it, you throw somewhere else, and it lands elsewhere. Something like that.
Have you ever been hit with unprofessional moves, things like that?
No, it's okay.
I feel that way because those things make you angry.
Well, in general, I'm the type that adapts to how everyone else acts, so I don't have a problem. So, I mean, if they want to take it in a more unorthodox way, we'll go in a more unorthodox way. Yeah, that's it.
Do you go in aggressively, defensively? You said you adapt, is that it?
Yeah.
You won't be the first to go in, so how do you feel about it?
Well, no, to be honest, a good fighter needs to know how to play everything. He needs to know and have alternatives for the tough moments. You let it go if it doesn't work out for him. I mean, he needs to know how to fight going forward, how to fight off the back foot, how to defend. He needs to know everything.
Do you let your opponent hit you?
An experienced player does that to see how you'll adapt during the match. So the more experience you have, the more the game leans towards something like that.
Do you let your opponent hit you to see how hard he hits?
It happens, yes, just to see his strikes a bit, how he might do it. Yes, you also understand at what level his strikes are, and depending on the tolerance you give, how he will take it. You get it? Either he will let go or he won't, or to what extent, many things.
I'll take you to sparring now. So, you do sparring. How much do you think it helps? Is that what can make you better?
I'll tell you, for example, when you go to America, they have you do some pad work, and all day you just spar. You do sparring, you do a lot of sparring, but I think it's also the level that really pushes you up. And you realize that afterwards. Now, when you spar with someone good and you take some hits, then you spar with someone at your level and you realize you can beat them. So that's how it goes. Sparring is a fundamental part, the most important, and of course the rest are needed too, but they come second.
The rest comes second or third. Do you think so? Does it make you a little slow?
You mean a lot of hard sparring? Yes.
Do you feel like over the years you lose some of your sharpness? Yes. If someone keeps it up for 10 years?
Let me put it another way. Now, if you stay up all night just once, you'll see that. Or if you drink 2 glasses of alcohol, you'll see the next day that you don't communicate well. Okay, something like that.
But do you feel like you've done a little harm to your head?
No, personally, no, but sometimes you can definitely feel a bit weak and heavy. Someone else gets tired all day at work and feels weak.
Yes, yes.
But definitely blows to the head are certainly not the best thing, right? I've seen someone die in America. Maxim, yes, the fight is on YouTube. I knew him all day.
Were you there when that happened?
I was watching the fight via live stream, but I used to see the guy every day at the gym. He was 60 kilos, a different weight class from me. But yes, I saw him every day, seeing you train every day. We didn't spar together because he was in a different category, but he used to spar with someone else who, after that fight, went on to compete for a world title. And from all the hits, he was already hurt.
And he suffered a hemorrhage.
Buddy stopped him, Buddy McGirt stopped him without him going down in the fight, and he went down afterwards. And then he fell into a coma, he had a hemorrhage, he had a stroke, and he stayed that way. Unbelievable. Come on, the next day you try to go train and fight again, it's a bit hard. Not a bit, a lot.
And what if you have a problem?
Well, you don't know. And with the first punch, you feel it, and you start thinking, maybe me too, maybe like that. You get it, they get to you. It's tough in general. Now you'll say to me, don't you have problems in football? Everything has its issues, but the feeling is different when you experience something. For you,
What is your purpose, your goal?
my goal, look, since I was young, I wanted to become a world champion. Okay, everyone else who does martial arts and competitions. But for now, if a good opportunity comes up, I'll grab it, I'm sure.
In general, when it comes to nutrition, what do you pay attention to when you're competing?
When I'm competing, the truth is that eating a lot doesn't help me. I often stay hungry during the day to feel more active.
For example, what is a day like for you? When you go to competitions, do you wake up in the morning?
Many times I don't eat breakfast because it makes me feel heavy. Then I feel sluggish all day. I get tired of that breakfast. Okay, for each person, there is no right or wrong, I believe. It depends on how each one works. For some people, breakfast helps. For others, it doesn't. I'm not someone who benefits from it. It makes me feel heavy. You understand? Do you go running, though? Yes, I go running. I generally do track and field and so on with Stefanos Mamalis, who is a track and field coach.
Does it help?
It's definitely a plus alongside everything else. You have to do it all. It depends. At what level you are, everything helps you, even the mental part, playing something, this and that. Awareness, reflexes in general here.
There are lots of things involved here, in general.
Yeah, they play ping pong for reflexes. There are lots of things like that. Then it depends on how it helps you and what helps you.
What will you eat? I mean, a meal? Clean foods?
Yeah, clean, yes, I focus more on meat.
Yes.
Okay, then.
All right, let's go to another one. I want us to move on to the last message now so we can go through the questions people asked us. I want you to give a message to the people, to the kids, to whoever you want.
Yes, look, the message I would like to give to young people is to have goals because nowadays kids don't have goals. They're always on their phones, TikTok, Instagram, and similar apps, doing things just for show without really meaning it. And those things too, they go somewhere just so they can say, for the story that they're there and having a good time, but they're not really having a good time. They just go for that reason. So I would say they should do things for themselves to fill themselves up inside first, and the rest is pointless. Sooner or later, they'll realize it too, of course. So stay away from drugs, stay away from bad company. In general, do things that are active and lively. They should have God by their side. And surely He will show them the path that is meant just for them because everyone has their own. That's a very beautiful message.
Nico, let's go to audience questions. They've asked us a lot. Are you ready?
Always, even like this, I'm not looking good.
Let's go. First question. What do you think of Vasilis Kagarikos?
Okay, he's a worthy athlete, a very good teacher, both as an athlete and as a teacher. I mean, I know him, and whenever I need help, he'll always be there to help me. And as an athlete, but also as a person, he's very, very professional and very good at his job. In general, a respected name, a really big figure like Zampidis, who maybe under different circumstances would be much higher. I mean, a lot more people in the fighting world should know him, but they don't, because he was one of the main ones who brought the sport and elevated it. That's it.
I'll send him a message. I'll make it happen. Is he here? Thessaloniki?
Yes, here in Thessaloniki.
All right, let's go to the next one. Have you ever stood up for others and then regretted it?
That's objective too, but no, usually when I do something, I don't regret it. That's it.
What's your nickname?
What's your nickname? Grexican?
All right, let's move on. Have people approached you to be friends just because they know that you have clout?
Yes, that happens many times.
And then he writes, and have people you considered your friends ever taken advantage of you to have you step up for them, to settle a score for them and then betray you?
Well, that happens too.
So they take advantage of you?
They take advantage of you if you don't realize it. If you do realize it, can I understand why someone is getting close to me and what they want from me? Do you think you understand right away? After that, it's up to you. So for sure, such people have come, but it's not that they managed to do it, or if they did, I was aware of it. I wanted to do it. That also depends on the way someone suggests something to you or the way someone tells you something.
All right, let's move on. The worst phase of your boxing career and in your life in general?
In my boxing career, that was probably when the kid died, like I told you, when Maxim was at the gym. Because, the next day you wonder, how am I supposed to go and put something on? Something like that, Just listen for a bit.
Did that affect you?
Was this when you were really getting beaten up? I was taking a lot of hits since it was a whole new level. So you kind of take it in. I mean, you think maybe it could have been me too. Why not me too? So it definitely came out in my boxing.
How old was he?
Now, I might be wrong if you start looking for details. If you search for Maxim, the Russian guy, it's even on YouTube somewhere there.
Here it says worst injury, but you said yes. What kind of diet do you follow?
Only pizza. But after that, as long as you burn it off.
But as usual, you don't follow any set pattern like being a meat eater, let's say.
No.
You're doing the classic thing.
No, I'm all about moderation, a bit of everything.
Here it says situations that made you scared.
To get scared, huh?
On the street, the things you told me about.
Ah, yes, that I don't really know in general.
Did they ever threaten you that they could do something to your family or anything like that?
No, it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened.
No. Have you ever been threatened? Have they said they'll find you?
No, that hasn't happened. No.
Whatever it was, you solved it right then and there.
We learned. There is communication afterwards.
Have you ever had a street fight? If so, how many people was it with at once?
Do they know something? Do they know something? Yes. What we said, yes.
15.
And a bit more at the time.
Were they Greeks?
Well, maybe they were from the area. I mean, could they be my kids? Yes, something like that. So yes, it has happened, and not just once, it's happened many times, 3, 4 times, not just because of fan stuff mainly. I told you, I'm not a fan, nor do I support any particular team. I have friends from all the teams. It's just like I told you, say you're an Aris fan and we're together. Are you going to fight with someone else? Well, what am I supposed to do? Just sit there and watch you get beaten up? You're a POG fan, you're my friend. You go somewhere, you get into a fight with someone over your nonsense. Well, what are you going to do? Sometimes you just have to watch.
Would you fight with Zabidis, Florian Marcu?
Look, Zabidis is older now. I wouldn't have a problem, even though he's in a different category and all that. Florian is also much lighter, let's say, but
With Florian, I believe.
I have no problem. I have no problem. Not big ones. I have no problem. I would fight anyone with my eyes closed. Of course, now he's in a different weight class. I'm in a different weight class, but with the right arrangement, all right, with the right communication. Although I believe it would be a match where he has more to lose than to gain, especially in terms of the commercial aspect. Because now he's gone to England, he has other plans in mind. I have no problem. I'm open to any match or any opponent.
Yes, someone else is asking, would you have a problem fighting Zampidis, Marcu? Did you say it?
I have no problem, no.
Now that people are talking about Zampidis versus Mayweather, what do you think? Who would you bet on?
Who would I bet on? Okay, even at his best, Zampidis, even now that Mayweather is older, still couldn't beat him in boxing.
Are they the same age?
He is pound for pound by far the best, both in boxing IQ and physical ability. Now, yes, they're the same age. I'm telling you, if he was younger, in his prime, Zampidis, which he isn't now, he wouldn't be able to beat him. No, it's a different thing. Zampidis? No, he couldn't.
So even if he's in his prime and the other guy is 45 now?
No, he couldn't.
Let's see what happens now.
He couldn't, I think, although age, no matter what, definitely brings you down. It hides patterns. Yes, and if, let me see how much. Both are injured. Although I think there won't be a winner, from what I learned, from what I was informed, the match won't have a winner. How does that work? It's like a sparring session.
Oh, so they won't fight seriously?
No, I think it's just for the millions. If they fight, wait. It might not happen for the reason you think. Maybe it's just for publicity so they can claim involvement, and in the end, someone else like Florian with Zampidis might actually fight. I definitely want to fight on that card with them. With the right arrangement, I have no problem facing any of those guys.
Yeah, you're not afraid in general?
What should I fear now? If ever I should have been afraid before. Now we know how to solve a problem, so there is no problem, we're just fighting.
So, here it says, why did you choose such a nickname?
Yeah, they came up with it.
Americans.
Greek, Mexican, let's go Mexican, right? That's it. Do you have a tattoo too? I have a couple here.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6.
When did you get them? When did you start?
From a very young age. Well, from friends at first, you know. A friend to a friend, one thing led to another. They do symbolize some things, most of them.
Yeah, do you have any tattoo you would erase?
No, I don't believe in doing things and then erasing them.
So you're fine with whatever you've done?
Yes.
Is it possible for someone to start boxing at 18 and have a career by 25?
Well, anything is possible depending on the circumstances, of course, and how much they want it. Now, in Greece, they can reach a certain level, but after that, they would have to go abroad. Many talents are lost because they're in the wrong country, not just in Greece, but elsewhere too. In another country with different people handling things, things would be very different. Yes, I mean, there are definitely people just as talented who simply get lost, talents that are wasted, and of course, some who are even better.
I want to ask you something. Overall, with the teachers you had, are you satisfied? Were they all good, would you say?
Yes, yes, all of them. And from the moment I started, Petros Kalaniris was like a father. He guided us very well. It was a very good start for me, in general, and Mitsos Bagios, who was in Athens when I started boxing back then, And now, with Arman, as I'm telling you,
Do you know where I want to go with this? You can definitely see it with newer, younger coaches, right?
now with Arman, he's the one I work with, and we're also friends. And no,
In general, someone can start boxing and look,
for starters, someone who wants to begin training, I think at first,
they need to do a few things.
yes, at first you can start anywhere, then see how much you need to look into it, because there are also many teachers who aren't that qualified. Okay, one person is in the commercial side, another knows but doesn't have the commercial side. Well, he could get some general knowledge. I mean, should he go to a teacher and get disappointed? No, let him not get disappointed. Let him go to a teacher and get an opinion, a point of view. All right? Yes, to see a slightly different perspective.
Sure, everyone has their own style.
It's like doctors. One tells you to take this, another tells you to take that, but in the end, you find your health with a third who recommends neither. It's kind of the same with these things in martial arts.
But is it better to see many or to stay with one who supports you, let's say?
It depends on what level you're at, how you see it, if you're just starting out, if it fulfills you. If something fulfills you, you don't change it. There's no reason, so why would you start looking for something else when you're already fine? That's it.
Yes, so here someone says greatness of soul.
Greatness of soul, yes.
He knows something.
He probably knows something, yes.
That's it, those were the questions.
All right,
So, I don't know if you want to say any final words.
nothing, no. That's it. Stay kind-hearted, guys, and let's stay healthy, and God will provide enough for all.
So, we'll see you at the competitions.
Now, soon you'll see me, very soon, all right? Soon as I'm in Russia, you'll see something big right away.
Well, it was a pleasure for me too.
Buddy, well done. Your work is excellent too, because I was watching you even before. I've seen some of your videos and so on. Well done. You are very good and active in martial arts and in society in general.
Just so you know, I'm really hooked.
I'm waiting to spar with you.
He's going to kill me, my friend. Sorry, thank you all for staying until the end. Do you do any training to help others?
Look, because of time and all that is difficult. No, but we'll see later. Maybe we'll see how it goes.
Are you thinking about opening a school like that too?
Well, much later. Maybe yes, we'll see.
Alright then, that's it. Let's end the video. Goodbye.